The roar of jet engines shook the tarmac as Sendra Carter crouched over a sleek, silver sports car, her hands blackened with grease. Her muscles ached, her clothes smeared with oil, but she didn't care. This car represented everything she had been working toward, a chance to prove herself in a world that had never made it easy for a young black woman mechanic. Every wrench turn, every careful adjustment, every exhausted hour had led to this moment. And then she heard it, a crisp, unmistakable sound of footsteps on the concrete, sharp and deliberate. She looked up and froze. "You're fixing my car?" The man's voice cut through the noise of the jet engines. It was calm, deep, incredulous, and commanding all at once. Sendra's gaze met his, and she felt a jolt of electricity run through her. He was tall, impeccably dressed, and carried the aura of someone used to being obeyed. Ethan Walker, billionaire, owner of Walker Aviation, one of the wealthiest men in the state of Texas. Sendra straightened, gripping the wrench as if it were a sword. "It was broken. I fixed it. Now it runs," she said, her voice steady despite the storm of nerves inside her. Ethan blinked, his eyes scanning her from head to toe. "You fixed it yourself?" She nodded. "Yup. Took me a few hours, but I got it running. No one else could figure it out." There was a long silence as he studied her. The sun glinted off his sunglasses, but even through them, she could feel the weight of his gaze, a mixture of disbelief and admiration. And maybe amusement. Sendra swallowed her nerves. Her heart pounded in her chest. Her life had been a constant struggle, fighting to earn respect in a world that underestimated her at every turn. And now, here was this man, rich beyond imagination, looking at her as if she had just defied the laws of possibility. She took a deep breath, summoning every ounce of courage. "Since I fixed your car, I guess I should propose to you too. What do you say?" Ethan's jaw dropped. He blinked. "Wait, what?" Sendra grinned. "I mean, you've been dreaming about someone who could handle your luxury problems, and I've handled your car. Seems fair to me. Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more real stories. Comment below where you're watching from this video." Ethan laughed, the sound low and incredulous, yet there was warmth in it. He shook his head, still trying to comprehend what had just happened. You're unbelievable," he said, stepping closer. "Do you have any idea who I am?" Sendra raised an eyebrow. "Billionaire, probably?" "Yeah, I got it. And doesn't scare me." The billionaire's lips twitched in surprise. Not many people spoke to him that way. Certainly not women, and especially not black women in a field dominated by men. But there was something about Sendra, the fire in her eyes, the unapologetic confidence, that made him pause. I don't usually," Ethan began, unsure how to proceed. "People just, they don't do this." "Do what?" Sendra asked, wiping her hands on a rag. "Fix cars properly. Speak up. Survive in a world that wants you to fail. I've been doing that my whole life." Ethan's gaze softened. He wasn't used to seeing strength dressed in grease and oil stains, strength that didn't hide behind wealth or power. "You're remarkable," he finally said, a hint of awe in his tone. Sendra's grin widened. "Thanks. So, will you take my proposal or not?" For the first time in his life, Ethan found himself speechless. But then, something unexpected happened. A part of him, the part that longed for someone real, someone unfiltered, was drawn to her audacity. He extended a hand, not for the car, but for her. "All right, Sendra Carter. Consider it, tentatively accepted. For now, you've certainly earned my attention." Sendra laughed, feeling a thrill she hadn't felt in years. The kind of thrill that comes from winning when everyone else doubted you. From this day forward, she knew her life would never be the same. Over the next few days, Sendra found herself navigating a whirlwind she had never imagined. Ethan invited her to his estate outside Austin, a sprawling ranch where sleek jets and shiny cars lined the hangars. The billionaire who had once been untouchable now seemed approachable, vulnerable, in a way that intrigued her. They spent hours together, not just talking about cars or business, but about life, dreams, and failures. Sendra shared her struggles growing up in the city, working double shifts to make ends meet, and facing constant prejudice in garages dominated by men. Ethan listened, truly listened, and for the first time, Sendra felt seen, not as an employee, not as a novelty, but as a person. "Why me?" she asked one evening as they walked along the private runway, the sunset painting the Texas sky in shades of orange and purple. Ethan smiled, taking her hand gently. "Because you're fearless. Because you don't bend for anyone. Because I haven't met anyone like you in my entire life." Sendra's heart skipped a beat. She had spent so long proving herself to the world, and now, someone powerful, someone with everything, was valuing her for exactly who she was. And then she realized, maybe it wasn't just about proving herself anymore. Maybe it was about taking control of her life and making bold choices. The very next day, at the airport where it all began, Ethan's car once again refused to start. Sendra was ready. She rolled up her sleeves, dived under the hood, and got it running in record time. Ethan watched, impressed as ever, but this time, she had a glint in her eye. "Since I've fixed your car twice now," she said, standing tall, "I think it's time I make this official. Ethan Walker, will you marry me?" The billionaire blinked, caught off guard. The sun reflected off the polished metal of the car as he considered her, and then he laughed. Deep, genuine, and full of emotion. "Yes," he said finally, pulling her into a hug that made the whole runway feel like it had shrunk around them. "Yes, Sendra Carter. Let's do this." Sendra's triumph wasn't just about love. It was about being recognized, respected, and finally having a life where her talent and courage mattered. Months later, the story of Sendra Carter, the black mechanic who fixed a billionaire's car and proposed on the spot, became a viral sensation. She was celebrated not just for her courage, but for breaking barriers, challenging stereotypes, and showing the world that talent and determination are more valuable than wealth or status. Ethan and Sendra's engagement drew headlines, inspiring countless people to take bold steps in their own lives. They worked together to create programs supporting young women of color in automotive engineering, mentoring the next generation of Sendras who dared to dream bigger than the world expected of them. At their wedding, held on a sunlit Texas runway with jets and classic cars as a backdrop, Sendra laughed as she looked at Ethan. "I fixed your car, and now I'm marrying you." "Who would have thought?" Ethan grinned. "Only you, Sendra. Only you." The world watched in awe, inspired by a story of courage, determination, and love that refused to be defined by anyone else's expectations. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel for more real stories, and comment below where you're watching from. Stay tuned for more incredible stories of courage, love, and determination that will inspire you to believe in yourself no matter the odds.